moving on, let's shift our focus now to France, where farmers are back on the streets of the French capital, and their protest is against the long-drawn Mercosur deal, a Europe-Latin America agreement that French farmers say will ruin their livelihood, beg your pardon. In fact, just a short while back, farmers heckled the French National Assembly speaker, who said that a meeting is scheduled to be held with union representatives to hear their concerns.
Montrez que vous avez du poids, madame. À l'unanimité, les députés, ils ont voté contre le Mercosur. Montrez que vous avez du pouvoir. Nous, on compte sur vous, madame.
Farmers are protesting at several landmarks across Paris. This gathering is in front of the iconic Arc de Triomphe, where hundreds from the agrarian sector gathered to demonstrate against European Union's decision to go ahead with the Mercosur deal.
Cereal farming has been in crisis for 7 or 8 years now. We're competing with Ukrainian wheat, which isn't priced the same as ours. When Ukrainian wheat arrives in France at 120 euros, we would have to sell at 120 euros as well just to stay competitive and make a living. We don't have the same social and environmental costs as the Ukrainians.
There were similar such gatherings at the Eiffel Tower, where farmers and critics of the agreement with Latin America are rallying to exert more pressure on France's government. The country is already apprehensive of the deal and has relayed its concern to the European Union. In western Paris, farmers arrived with their tractors to join a coordinated protest, but law enforcement blocked their tractors. The EU-Mercosur deal has been 25 years in the making. The trade pact with Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay and Uruguay would be the EU's largest in terms of tariff cuts. Germany, Spain and the Nordic countries say it will boost exports hit by American tariffs and reduce reliance on China by securing access to minerals. But critics, including France and Italy, fear an influx of cheap commodities that could hurt European farmers, which is what hundreds are still protesting about. And let me go across to Ross Cullen. He's joining us live on the broadcast from Paris, getting us the latest from there. Ross, concerning times, the farmers are back on the streets of Paris in this cold weather. What are they saying? Just a short while back, we saw that there was a scuffle as well between the farmers and the National Assembly Speaker.
Yes, you could hear démission, démission there, the calls for the resignation of different ministers. We know there's going to be a meeting this afternoon between representatives from the agriculture unions and top politicians to try to come to an agreement. Agriculture ministers across the EU met on Wednesday, where they said they agreed new incentives for the farming sector to try to reassure them, because there is going to be a crucial vote on Friday in Brussels to see if this deal between the European Union and Mercosur can be agreed or not. We know that when they tried to get it through in December, the EU failed because France, Italy, Hungary, Poland and Austria were holdouts. We know that the makeup of countries that are concerned about this deal hasn't changed significantly, but it is believed that there might now be a greater chance of being able to pass this commercial accord. The EU says that it would be able to remove almost all of the duties on all products coming into the bloc and going to Mercosur countries as well. But French farmers fear a flood of cheap meat from Argentina and Brazil coming into the country, and they are also separately concerned and protesting about what they say was a botched response by the French government to an outbreak of lumpy skin disease in some cattle herds last year.
All right, so we'll have to wait and watch what happens on Friday. Thank you very much, Ross Cullen, for joining us and getting us the latest from Paris.